Oh, I think she's coming in. There she is.
Hey.
Oh, what's going on? Miss Kiana, how you doing?
Hey. I'm good. How
How
are
you
you?
doing? I'm pretty good. Obviously, you know what this is. This is the Roundup. My name is Low Key, and we're celebrating two things today. We're celebrating your birthday. There we go.
Yay!
Celebrating the birthday, and then we're celebrating the new project. Please tell everyone about this new project. Let's just start about how you feel about this new project.
I mean, I'm honestly so happy. My debut album's out today. It's called Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
I am getting more support than I could have ever dreamed of for this, and I'm so
Right.
happy. Like I keep looking at my phone. Like right now, we're number 2 R&B album on the iTunes charts, and I
Wow.
looked at it this morning and was like, people actually give a fuck? Like they actually listen about. So that's my mood today. It's like, what? What?
Right. I mean, okay, so it's your birthday. Debut album is out. 17 beautiful tracks. But we're also dealing with this pandemic, this crazy situation that does not allow us to go outside, that does not allow us to touch the people. I'm sure you had things planned like shows, release parties.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure all that stuff was lined up. How are you doing in this whole quarantine situation, especially going with your album and your birthday? How are you mentally holding up?
Yeah, I mean today is great. It's such a good day. I am honestly feeling really grateful that I have things to look forward to during this time, and
Mm-hmm.
that I have a beautiful place to stay in, and
Mm-hmm.
um that I have food in my fridge. Like I
Mm-hmm.
am just really feeling like I am so grateful. But um it's been kind of hard to stay out of my head, especially with the album coming out and such big things happening. But
Yeah.
now that the day is here, I feel like I can breathe a little bit.
I mean, and we're all dealing with it the best way we can. And like music, no matter what's going on in the world, music will, guide us through. So I'm glad that, we have this new project, Kiki, from you. I took a look at your vlogs, right? The making of Kiki. You guys were out in Malibu, and it looked
Mm.
like a wonderful experience. You were very transparent. First episode that I
Mm.
watched, you were very, very transparent, emotionally transparent. And I want to ask you about something you said. You said you were fighting demons on this project.
Yeah.
There were demons that you were fighting. What, if you want to, if you can, explain the demons that you were fighting while making this album? Because I know, as a creative, things do jump in your head, and you may not want to say certain things, and you don't know how to say certain things. How did you deal with those demons while creating this project?
Um, I mean, there was a few things that were going on at this time. I think just as an artist, the
Mm-hmm.
constant battle is, will we be heard and will our voices be heard? I know that something that I've
Mm-hmm.
always feared is um, failing because on somebody else's accord, failing because somebody else told me to do something and not because it was my own
Right.
idea.
Right.
And I felt like I was doing that a little bit. Not that I was failing, but that I wasn't being completely true to myself. I'm only 22. Oh no, I'm 23 today. I'm 23 years
Right.
old. I am figuring out who I am every day, and
Right.
learning that more and more and growing. And sometimes it gets a little lost.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I've always been who I am, but I guess the way that I was presenting it um, wasn't giving people the same message that I wanted them to receive.
Gotcha.
And I also felt like I was rebelling against a lot of traumatic shit that happened to me,
Right.
to prove to people that I was happy and that I could make good R&B music, that I could make honest music, and that I could stay a really genuine, authentic person and not become a character. And
Right.
kind of sift through all the opinions. So instead of proving it to everyone else, I was looking to prove it to myself, and I think we did that.
And as a 22-year-old, younger, especially as an artist, you guys are trying to find your way as a person, as a woman, and then just in this whole crazy shit that's going on in the world, like you just try to find yourself. And I guess this project pretty much helped you center yourself, right? I want to get to you making 5 songs in one day with Derek. Explain to us who Derek is.
Derek Milano is one of the best songwriters of all time. He just the way that we work together is so amazing. Like I've never had somebody who's able to kind of set me up the way that he sets me up. And we freestyle like separately, and then we'll freestyle together on the mic and like go back and forth and just kind of like complete each other's sentences, you know?
Yes.
It's just so easy with him. And I feel like my voice is really heard and he really steps up. So yeah, I love him. He's amazing.
Yeah, I saw you light up when he came in. I saw you light up when he was freestyling and you guys were going back and forth. And that's great to have a creative who's just as, if not more creative than you, to pull you out of that pocket. And that's good to see. So I was very glad to see. So let's get into this album. I want to talk about Second Chances with Black. Are these songs that you're making, like Mad at Me, Honest, Protection, are these songs from personal experiences, or are you guys just in the room just going back and forth about your personal experiences?
I think it's a mixture. They're all definitely true stories. Like the verses are all things that have really happened or things that I wish would have happened. I always say it like this. You know when you walk away from a conversation like an hour after you had it and you're like, fuck, I should have said that, and you come up with a really good comeback in the shower or something? Some of the things that I'm talking about are that in the songs. But for the most part, how we would write was Derek would get on the mic, he would say some crazy shit in the hook, and then that would just make me and him like spill out my entire life story on the rest of the song.
And like, I just, I want to really commend you because Second Chances, I've been in a situation like that. Mad at Me, I've been in a situation like that. And then Honest, which you sampled Brandy's Have You Ever? And me and my co-host Ivy were just talking about how that, it's a brave thing to do. Were you worried
Especially
about...
with Brandy.
Yeah, especially with Brandy, yes. Were you worried about the reception of that record? Or you just like just being an R&B head and just going into it? How did you feel about making that record?
No, Have You Ever is one of my favorite songs. And I didn't have any questions about it being received, how it was going to be received, because I knew it was an incredible song. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. So, yeah, I knew that it was good enough to be put out there. And I honestly, like, if I didn't put that out, I would feel like I was holding back or taking something away that needs to be out there, because that song is, like I said, one of my favorite songs on the album. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever done.
I like that. And then let's talk about the collaboration with Ari Lennox. Chocolate. Seems like you guys were pretty transparent and honest on that one as well. And I asked my co-host, Ivy, maybe I was missing something or maybe I was misinterpreting it. So now that I have you on the phone, can you tell me where are we going with this song and this collaboration?
Black men. That's literally what the whole song is about.
Okay,
I actually wrote it about my boyfriend who hates chocolate, which is so funny because he's a chocolate man. And Ari is the perfect Black queen, and I needed to have her on the song. And she's, more honest than, I feel like I'm pretty open, but she's like a whole other level.
Oh no, another level of transparency.
Yeah, nobody can top Ari with that. So yeah, I felt like I just needed to have her on that song. There was no one else that I could think of that could even compare to Ari being on that song.
And has she given you any advice? Obviously she's somewhat of a new artist as well. I'm sure she can give you a lot of tricks to the trade, the experiences she's went through. What kind of conversations are you guys having outside of the music?
Yeah, I think one of the best conversations, actually, the video for Chocolate, when we were filming that video on FaceTime, we had all these plans to do like all this crazy shit with Chocolate and Black men and blah, blah, blah. But it didn't end up coming through because of the quarantine. So we did the video on FaceTime, and when we were on FaceTime before we got started, she was like asking me how I was doing, and I was like, I'm doing good. I'm just really nervous. These Instagram lives are making me so nervous, and I know that you're really good
Right.
at that. I'm really good at just being yourself. But even when I get bad comments, like if I get bad comments, I can just scroll past them. But on Instagram Live, you have to scroll through to see everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Yeah.
I'll see shit and it'll just throw me off, and I get really nervous. Like I have a lot of anxiety surrounding social media. So
Yeah.
I was telling her about this, and she was like, girl, you just have to be you. Like, none of this shit matters. Just be you. Be the person that everybody loves. And don't give a fuck what anybody says. And if you want to clap back, then
Right.
clap back. Because we all know Ari can clap back.
She been clapping back
But
for a
she
minute.
was like, yeah. Yeah. But she was like, just don't, it doesn't matter. Like, you're going to be fine. Just be who you are.
Listen, Kiana, I don't want to hold you up too long. Today's your day. 23 years old, new debut album out, Kiki. You see the comments, you see the love in your phone right now. You have a phenomenal piece of work. We are waiting for you to do more. The acting, we already know you're prolific in that, so we don't have to go too much into that. We're going to see some more of that shit. But, I just want to say, as a young Black woman, I'm very, very proud of you. And this project is very, very beautiful representation of your young, fiery, honest, and transparent self. So please, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, whatever you can do, stream this project. She's open, she's honest, and she's transparent. Kiki, happy birthday, and thank you for stopping by the Roundup. You are always welcome on this platform. And after this, I'm about to go listen to your album once again and quarantine myself with beautiful R&B music. So thank you, Kiana.
Thank you so
I appreciate
much.
you.
Thanks for having me.
And have a great day and be safe, please.
Thank you. You too. Bye, you guys.